If I'm the master of the universe, why do I feel so small? I've been following you for 8 years, Mr. 2020. I've been reading Neville and a couple other folks. I know that I'm the master of my universe. Why is it after 8 years that I still feel so small? My name is Mr. 2020. I am coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. Today is the 25th of September. It is 7:36 a.m. I've got a live call in 54 minutes. I was up at midnight, special project. I'm on fire with desire. Neville Goddard says your desires are divine in origin. He says they each come with their own plan and power of fulfillment. He also says they will not be late. They will always come at their appointed time. Why would I mention those things when this lovely fella feels small, even though he knows he's the master of the universe, or at least his universe? Ready? A lot of people are teaching silly shit. Write this down. A lot of people are teaching silly shit, and I'm going to go through about 7 of them really quick. Maybe only 3. We'll find out, right? Ready? Number 1, hey, start small. Gain confidence. Start small. That's ridiculous. Neville Goddard didn't say to start small. Neville Goddard didn't say, right, notice how big your wish is. And if it's big, hold off on doing that one because it's going to be harder. It might take more sessions. Neville didn't say that, and I notice a lot of people teaching it and living it. When someone tells you to start small, run. Neville Goddard says the moment you feel a desire, that's when you move into its assumption. The moment a desire comes upon you, you're 100% human and 100% divine. And you give you your desires, which have their own plan and their own power of fulfillment. I don't know about you, but I'm married to Victoria. And if I say, hold on, wait, I'm doing important things, or I just don't have it in me to talk to you right now, that isn't a good thing. And when it comes to manifesting, if you do that with your desires, I don't got the time for this right now. I'll imagine later. It's pretty big. It's more than what I can handle right now. I'll imagine it later. And since you've just done a couple laters and you wonder why it's taken so long and why you feel small, there you go. Number 2. You know what really matters? We did 3 calls on it. And yes, this will be a crass commercial. PearlPowerPack.com. When I got on Facebook years ago, and I joined the Neville Goddard groups back then, and got kicked out, you want to know why? They got into spoon bending. I was sharing the Pearl of Great Price, and they could have cared. They were fascinated by bending spoons. Yeah, prove this works by bending a spoon. Radio. Almost nobody in this world that you live in has bought the Pearl of Great Price. Almost nobody. And that includes most people in these Neville Goddard groups, including some of mine. And this includes a lot of teachers. You can't blame the rocks in the sky. You can't blame the seasons. You can't blame what other people say. You can't even blame what other people imagine. You can blame or you can claim. You can blame or you can claim. And you don't claim through words. You claim through experiences. Assumptive experiences. Experiences that imply, experiences that assume your wish has been fulfilled. A scene, a state is how you experience what you experience. It's only taken me a couple decades to get it in that short of a phrase. A scene is how you experience what you experience. A state is how you experience what you experience. If you desired to double your income and double your income and double your income again, that's making a lot more money. And yes, Neville did talk about that. I had a lady call me on that one. She goes, Neville never talked about that. And yeah, he did. He actually talked about tripling, too. But I digress. So if you tripled your income, let me ask you a question. How would you experience $20? You would experience it differently. If you're making enough just to get by and the electric bill goes up $20 and you look at the electric bill and you're automatically thinking, what do I need to cut out? How do I make more money? Which kid do I sell? Well, let's give up a cat, right? People have to make these decisions, or these kinds of decisions, and I think they're weird. Versus radio. What would you have to imagine to double your income and double your income and double your income and work half the time again? I suggested on I Feel It Real Fun show the other day how you experience a $20 banknote would change. How you would experience a $20 raise in your electric bill would change, wouldn't it? These are real events from real lives. We pay a real electric bill. That's why I can talk to you today. We also pay a real internet bill, which has gone up like $20 in the past year. Same sucky service. In Australia, we have socialist internet. Everyone deserves the same internet, so we'll make sure everybody gets, 1982 technology. Radio. But I got to tell you, we got pretty good internet. I pay a little bit more for a double dose. I don't know if that's what they call it, but I get a double dose. I pay twice as much. So they flick a switch and I get twice as much goodies. But I seem to digress. So, PearlPowerPack.com. You got to buy the Pearl. What we did is we explored how people think they bought the Pearl and how they haven't for 5 hours. 3 calls. I was going to do 1 call on it. But if you go to PearlPowerPack.com, you'll see why we did 3 and why you can get all 3 for the price of 1. That's PearlPowerPack.com. And finally, so you feel small. You feel small because you haven't bought the Pearl. In other words, you're putting faith in something bigger than you. Why would you put faith in affirmations? Why would you put faith in rocks? Why would you put faith in other people's thoughts, thinking, or imaginings? Why would you put faith in whoever the new presidential candidate is, or the old one? Why would you put faith in them? You'd put faith in them because you don't have faith in you. You want to have more faith in you? We just sent out an email on what we call the Confidence Creator. And yep, it's another crass commercial. Because we've discovered what works and we dive deep into what works, and I can only do so much in a podcast. And most people will not apply what they learn in a podcast. They stay small and they doubt, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Maybe he's just trying to make money, maybe he lies. And they buy into the lie about them. I notice you get not what you want, but who you are. And who you are is God having the adventure of a lifetime. And as long as you identify with your history, you're going to feel small. Because my history is 58 years. I've been here for 58 years. I feel like I'm 35 now. But the mystery of me is what makes a 50-year-old man feel like he's 35. The mystery of you is you are God having the adventure of a lifetime. And here's my final crass commercial. Dance with us. Be willing to come and get confused. Be willing to come and stretch. Be willing to come and soar. In other words, join Remarkable.com. That's one word. Join Remarkable.com.